Well, hello, my lovely community. So here we are in the evening of the day that I made the first video. So we are actually going to do a nice summer Mediterranean bowl. Something that actually says Mediterranean, but not all the hard work, and a beautiful amount of flavors and colors throughout this whole thing. We are going to be making, the meat source is going to be a Greek chicken meatball. We're going to have hummus. We're going to have a Turkish tomato salad from Rafika's kitchen, and whatever else I can think of. I did make some homemade fresh milled, mind you. We made some lavish bread to go with all of this. And we're going to be making some tzatziki sauce to go with there's the lavish bread that we have. So we're going to be making tzatziki sauce for the meatballs, and it just seemed to be something nice, somewhat cool summer, and not so heavy on our stomachs. So let's get started. Okay, y'all, so we're going to start with the tomato salad, and I'm going to go ahead and set this up so you can see this, and I will have the link for her recipe into her channel. Rafika is an amazing Turkish cook, and I absolutely love her food. So we are going to try her tomato salad. I think it goes great with our bowls tonight, so let's get set up. Okay, so first, let me set you back just a little bit so we can work with this. We are going to start with, the recipe calls for 4 diced tomatoes. However, I'm going to be using the tomatoes that we have from our own homestead. These are a bit meatier and not as juicy, so I'm also adding the homegrown cherry tomatoes with this because we do want some juice to go with this recipe. So I am going to cut these and dice our tomatoes to equal approximately 4 tomatoes, and 4 nice sized tomatoes actually. I'm gonna go ahead and get these diced, and then I shall be right back to finish to do what we're gonna do for the next ingredients. Okay, y'all, we're going to go down the list. Now, you ought to know me by now. I'm going to give you the full recipe. However, for us, I always do it in half. So I have the equivalent of chopped about 2 tomatoes. So we have our tomatoes already chopped, and you want them kind of diced. If you wanted to and you didn't have any fresh tomatoes, you can use a can of diced tomatoes as well. It will taste different, I will say that. But it's something that you can do, that you have on hand. If you have them in your pantry, you can make this. So the next I'm going to add, it calls for 1.5 thinly diced white onions. And I did say white onions. It's not an onion that we use a lot of around in these neck of the woods. Most people use these sweet onions of the yellow, but the Mediterranean uses a lot of the white onions. So there's our white onion. Now we're going to add our flavoring to this onion. We want to enhance the flavors, so we're going to add them on top of this. It's all going to get mixed together, but you want to just add this in it. So I need a teaspoon of cumin. I need that smaller one there. Hang on, y'all. I need to get my good set. Sorry, I'm spoiled with this set now, y'all. So now I need 1 teaspoon of cumin. Sprinkle that right on top of my onions. I need a 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper and a 1/2 teaspoon of a chili pepper. Now you can use less if you want to. Now, as far as us, we are going to be using Aleppo pepper. Let's see here. To add the kick instead of a chili pepper for us. So, well, if I can get it open. And this calls for a 1/2 teaspoon of that. Like I said, use your own preference. The same with salt. It is called for salt, but salt to taste. I am actually going to be using Himalayan sea salt for ours. And I'm going to put this on top of the onions so that it kind of sweats the onions in here. Because we also want to kind of create a juice. Now my tomatoes, my cherry tomatoes, they do have some juice to them. And I mainly have the San Marzanos, which create more of a meat than it does a juice in our tomatoes. So putting the salt on here will help incorporate the juices coming out of it. Now, right now, I'm just going to go ahead and mix this all together. And there we go with the juices. Yes, that's what I needed. Yeah, this is looking good so far. Alright, so now that we've got this put together, now we're going to go ahead and add 4 sprigs of fresh mint, finely chopped. So, and I have my homegrown, naturally, of my mint, so I am going to chop that, and I'm going to add that to this, along with parsley. So you don't need a whole lot of this mint, just a little bit. I should have went the other way down that. So I'm just going to use my leaves, and I'm going to thinly chop this up and add that to my flavoring. And add this to our dish. Oh, fresh. Smells so good, y'all, and it smells so much like summer. I'm going to go ahead and add just a couple more. Boy, I wish sometimes y'all were in this kitchen to smell this stuff. Alright, now we have enough of that. Now we're going to add 2 to 3 cloves of chopped garlic. I'm actually going to crush my garlic or mince my garlic. If this salad so far doesn't scream summer to you, I don't know what does. And I'm using in-season tomatoes on top of it. Oh my gosh, y'all. Can't ask no more than that. And then from our own garden on the homestead. Yeah, buddy. Alright, so now I need 3 tablespoons of pomegranate molasses. Now, I did do a video on how to make your own, y'all. Let me get this open here. Okay, so we'll be right back. I gotta get hubby's help. Okay, y'all, so I got it open. So here I need 3 tablespoons of pomegranate molasses. Remember, I'm only doing part of this recipe, so you're not gonna see me have as much as y'all make. I need 2 to 3 tablespoons of olive oil. You just can't get enough olive oil either, so I'm actually going to add the 2 tablespoons to that in here. or a tablespoon and a half. I need half juice of half of a lemon. And I'm not going to use this whole lemon for this. Okay, I'm going to set this aside to use it for something else. I can use it in my water for lemon water. Now I need a small amount. We don't need a whole lot of this. Now they take and grate a fresh nutmeg. Actually don't have that, so I am going to use about a 1/16 of a teaspoon, because ordinarily it's 1/3 of a nutmeg, so just add just a little bit of nutmeg to that. And now we have our parsley. We're going to mix in here with this as well. And we're going to add something you would have never thought goes to this dish. First, we're going to mix this all up really good. And we got a nice, beautiful juice going on inside of here too, which is going to be so good when we use this for our lavish bread tonight. Okay, so let me get the last and final ingredient. Let me get some of this cleaned up, y'all. Okay, y'all, so when I start getting a bit crowded, I like to clean up my kitchen. So I will always pause my videos for that, because otherwise I get very uncomfortable in my kitchen. So the last and final ingredient is chopped walnuts. And we need about 2 handfuls of walnuts. So this one actually is just a little bit more, about 1 handful for me, and that's it. Look how beautiful, y'all. See how beautiful that looks. It's amazing. If that don't scream summer. Now I'm going to take a piece of our lavish bread and we're going to try this, because we've got some Greek chicken meatballs to make yet, and then we're going to be putting all this stuff together to make us a beautiful summer bowl, Mediterranean bowl for supper tonight. And I will end up showing you the final product from using these ingredients that we are making tonight. So let me go ahead and taste test this, because I have never had it before. So let me get a piece of my lavish bread here. This is to take and absorb some of the liquid in here. I'm going to go ahead and set this up and we'll be right back. Okay, y'all, so I'm going to try this with you. Wow. Wow. Y'all, this dish is like summer salsa. Oh my gosh. I can tear into this all day long. I could seriously tear into this. So this is amazing, and I'm going to encourage you to try this. It is so healthy. It is so amazing. The flavors are, oh my God, amazing. Yes, I'm going to encourage you, and I cannot wait for supper tonight. Let's get going on our Greek chicken meatballs. Okay, y'all, so now we're going to start in on our chicken meatballs. We have 2 pounds is what the recipe calls for, ground chicken. I need a teaspoon of salt. I use Himalayan sea salt. A 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper. I'm going to actually go ahead and use fresh ground or milled. A 1/2 teaspoon of cumin. A 1/2 teaspoon of oregano. A 1/2 teaspoon of red pepper flakes. Once again, I am using Aleppo pepper. A 1/4 cup of fresh dill. I am actually going to be using dill weed. I don't have any fresh dill on hand, so I'm going to use dry. About a tablespoon's worth. I have a 1/4 cup of fresh mint. Again, this is from my garden. We have a 1/4 cup of finely diced red onions. However, we don't have the red onions, so we're going to use the Mediterranean white onions, y'all. I'm also going to add 1 bit of extra ingredient to our meatballs, and I am going to be adding homegrown finely diced bell pepper, green bell pepper, to ours. 4 cloves of garlic, finely minced. Make sure I get all of that out of there, because I absolutely love garlic, y'all. Both of us do, actually, and garlic is really good for you. And I need a 1/2 teaspoon of lemon zest. So with the lemon that we use for our tomato, I am actually going to zest it into our mix. And I'm going to use a planer for that. And see, I need a 1/2 teaspoon of this. Don't get the white part, you just want the yellow part, y'all. Let me finish with the rest of this one and we'll be right back. Alright, so that was the last of the ingredients there. Now we're just going to mix this up really well. And then we are going to fry these up in olive oil, forming these into a meatball. Nothing very big, just small meatballs, because we are creating this for a bowl. Now, if you wanted to, you can make them bigger and use them in wraps as well with some tzatziki sauce or with some hummus, which I'm going to be making both of those. So, alright, y'all. So now I'm going to set it up for us to go fry in these meatballs. And then this is going to basically be the extension of cooking part of this recipe or this bowl, because the rest of it is just basically putting it all together. This meatballs is the only heat source cooking we're actually going to be doing with this. I could have went out on the griddle, but this is a small amount, so I can put all my meatballs in one frying pan, do it really quick, get it over with, and that's what we're going to do. So we will be back when we get all these formed. Okay, y'all, so now we're going to take our pan, put this on medium heat, and we're going to add a couple tablespoons of olive oil in here. Not a whole lot. We don't want to drown them. We're just going to use it to cook our meatballs with. I am actually going to use about a tablespoon size meatballs, about the size of maybe a golf ball. Like I said, we don't want these very big when it comes to making them for a bowl. Now, if you want them for a wrap or whatever, you can make them a little bigger than that. So let's get our pan heated. Once we get our pan heated and our olive oil starts to dance, we're going to go frying our meatballs. Okay, y'all. Sorry about my arm in the way.
That's our garden tomatoes too, so that's...
Yep. Hubby I gave him a sample of the tomato salad, and he just got a hold of it, y'all, and He loves it. We both decided this would even be good if we wanted to snack on something healthy. We can actually have that with tortillas. Oh my gosh, that would be amazing. And we could use our home milled tortillas as far as that's concerned. So we just want little, small size, just like that, a tablespoon size of meatballs. Now I'm going to go ahead and continue to keep doing this through the entire pan. And I'm actually going to get all these in one setting. Now I won't have to keep doing this over and over. I just got to keep filling them in right now. So we will be right back. Okay, y'all, so our chicken meatballs are done. Now we're going to set these aside, and next time we meet up, it'll be to show you our finished dish. Because, like I said, this is all the cooking we are doing. I'm now going to prepare our tzatziki sauce, our hummus, and plate our bowls together, and we will be able to eat. And there we have our summer Mediterranean bowls. We have our chicken meatballs, y'all. We have our lavish bread, homemade, that's fresh milled, our green olives, tzatziki sauce, hummus. I have feta cheese. Hubby has something else. And our beautiful Turkish tomato salad. I will definitely be putting the recipe in for the salad and those meatballs, and y'all can make up a very healthy, beautiful, lightweight summer meal for your dinner. And this will conclude the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you do try these recipes. And until next time, much love to each and every one of you from Parton's Heritage Homestead.